And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hey!
THMercantile's 4S1S, 4 sellers, 1 sale, vintage sale. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Looks like we've already got a good number signed on and ready to get rolling tonight and jump over so we can kind of see some of the people that are got. We got Karen Radford is here. Oh, Edna Allen Poe. I recognize that one. Welcome back. Carrie's here from Austin. Carrie from Austin. Mama J, welcome back. Judy, welcome. Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living, excellent. Caught some of Michelle's sale today. Michelle's sales are during the day, and I have a hard time unless I can squeeze in a little bit of a lunch. I don't get to see a lot of Michelle's sales. So, Michelle, did you have another 6-hour sale today? We will not.
I was going to say you could still see it at dinner time.
We will not have a 6-hour sale tonight. Hey, Angela, thanks for joining us. We got Auntie Christy is here. We've got Kelly being proactive and typing into the chat. Got a new name, Carmen. I don't know if I've recognized Carmen's name, so welcome, Carmen. If this is your first time, welcome. Welcome back, Randy Heilman. Glad to have you here. And we got Mary Jo, I think a new name coming to us from West Virginia. So welcome. And it looks like we got Jeannie from Norma Jean Plus One. Another new name, Penny Forshee. So some great. Is the benefit of a 4-person sale is in some cases we all have a little bit of a different following, and different people have found different channels, and we all do things a little bit differently. So welcome everyone who's joining. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome to my channel, and hope we all have some fun tonight. We have Dee from Thrill of the Thrift. We've got Kelly from Mossstone Story. And in her very first live sale, we've got Rebecca from Kitschy and Bitchy. If you have watched any of my deep dives, Rebecca was actually doing the deep dive for our Swizzle Sticks. So she did the Swizzle Sticks deep dive, which was actually the last one I did. I had to cancel the one from this past weekend. So that was my last one. My next one is going to be with Katie from Vintage and Vinyl, who usually ends up in the chats. She'll be doing one on LPs, so that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. So definitely watch for that. So again, thanks everyone for joining. Again, for all the people who might be here tonight, the way I run the sales, pretty much the way everyone else is running the sales. And there's Katie. The biggest difference is these are just sales. So I never do auctions, bids, high offer. I don't do any of that stuff. I just do regular sales. So that's what this is going to be tonight. So this is a case where you need to pay attention, because it will be the first person to claim an item in the chat will be the one who claims the item. So be aware, if this is relatively new to you, to make sure you're refreshing your feed as much as possible. You may be buffering when you don't know you're buffering. The best way to know that is if you see numbers being scrolling across your screen in the chat, and you haven't heard any of us say that number yet, you're buffering. So you'll need to refresh your screen, either back out of your phone and refresh it, or just refresh on your PC, depending on how you're watching this. Not a bad idea to just do that every once in a while and kind of get yourself a little bit caught up. Even if you have a slow internet, if you are refreshing your feed on a regular basis, you have just as good of a chance of getting something as anybody else. So we'll be working that as the first to claim. We have a little bit of a lag because as a group sale, we have to use StreamYard. So just so you know, there's a little bit of a lag between what we're doing and what you're seeing. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to go round robin. Each one of us will sell an item. Most likely by the time someone has claimed an item, the next person will already be selling their item. So as we get to our next round, we will be announcing verbally who claimed that last item. So if you tried for it, you might see yourself as the first person to claim it. But that's because you're the closest person to your own internet. Funny the way that works. So your internet thinks you were the fastest. What matters is what we see on our end. So don't give us any grief about that. If we make an obvious error, definitely point it out. But for the most part, it's going to be what we see. And since we'll have a little bit of downtime between each seller, we should be able to refresh our screens. We'll be able to verify that the person that we've got as our first on our side is the first person you're probably seeing if you refresh your own feed. So with that housekeeping out of the way, the other thing would be all 4 of us are shipping from 4 different states. So the prices we give you are prices without shipping. We will combine shipping for anything you buy from an individual seller, but because we ourselves are located in 4 different locations, we cannot combine across sellers. So Rebecca, Kitschy and Bitchy will be shipping from the Pittsburgh area. Kelly, Moss Stone Story will be shipping from the Detroit area. D, Thrill of the Thrift, is shipping from the Niagara Falls area. And I, Trusty Mercantile, am shipping from the Chicago area. So keep that in mind as you're bidding, as you're looking at the items, if they're big, if they're heavy, whatever. If you're far from any one of those locations, keep that in mind. We will be charging you freight. So as each person is selling, there'll be an email address scrolling across the bottom of their screen. If you've never, when you claim an item, if you're the first one recognized, just send an email to the email address to each person. And if you buy from all 4 of us, you will have to send us 4 separate emails and you'll get 4 separate shipments. That's just the way it works. But hopefully we're all going to have fun. And we're going to get things started by kicking it off with D, Thrill of the Thrift. And just going to mention, you might want to back away from your speakers a little bit because we had some difficulty. And D is being D. She's nice and loud tonight. So here we go.
Hi, everyone. Tonight, my first item is going to be this awesome, I believe it's a Royal Copley Swan Planter. It's in excellent condition, not a crack or a chip anywhere, and I have to get used to showing this to on my laptop, so please forgive me. So I'm offering this beautiful planter for $16, number 58.
Okay, my first item is this beautiful green satin glass bird, and this is made by the Westmoreland Company. And this isn't doing it justice. It's so beautiful. In the different lights, you can see how it just glows from within. And this is in perfect condition. It's very heavy, satin glass, and it will be $12. And it is item number 3.
All right. Thanks for having me, Patrick. My first item is this pair of chalkwork plaques. They are both facing the same direction, which is a little bit strange for plaques, but they are ready to hang. They measure about 10 by 6, and I was actually thinking they would look good in vintage Halloween display as a backdrop, something like Kelly has behind her, actually. So my first item is this pair of plaques, a pair of chocolate plaques. I'm asking $10 for the pair, and it's number 26.
Well, Rebecca's starting herself out as being someone with really good prices, so that's good. So to start things off, I'm starting, for those who might be familiar with my sales previously, the last sale I did a sewing theme sale, and I ended up having a couple of quilt items as part of that sale. And what I sold, when I sold the pieces that I was selling, I mentioned that I had some patterns for cats. I didn't realize how popular those cats would be. So I received a lot of emails trying to get clarification on what I had and what the different types of different cats. And so I just decided to go ahead and start this one off, just kind of finishing off that original sale, because I have 3 different cat patterns, which became really popular. So I'm cheating a little bit for my first item, and I'm going to give you 3 different ones. This is a quilt pattern. that is packaged up. In my previous life, my ex-wife and I actually owned a quilt shop for 10 years. So this is a pattern business that we ran or owned. So we have this series of cat patterns. So this one is the cat nap. So that was one of the popular ones we have available. I have more than one of each of these. So in some cases, I have a lot of these. So these are the two pattern sizes. One is, this is considered the yellow cat, but you can see the way it's sewn. It's just a lot of small pieces of fabric stitched together. So you do not have to be a quilter in order to be able to do this. The instructions are pretty simple. You could make him whatever color you want, but the pattern is called yellow cat. So that's what the picture looks like. So you've got the cat nap, the yellow cat, and then there's also a third pattern called the Himalayan cat, which unfortunately for some reason I don't have the sample. I was supposed to get all the samples in the divorce, so I don't know if my ex-wife's holding out on me, but the Himalayan cat is missing. So I've got 3 different quilt patterns, all available. They're $6 each. I have about a handful of the yellow cat and a handful of the cat nap, and I have a ton of the Himalayan. So in order to make them available, we got A is the yellow cat, B is catnap, and guess what? C is Himalayan. So A, B, and C. Three available, A, B, or C. Pick your which one you want. $6, and again, multiples are available. So on to D.
I'm back. Up next, I have this really pretty, I don't know if you would call it a candy dish, a nut dish. It's very pale colors. It has almost like hydrangea type flowers. And it is made in England. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it almost reminds me of like a brush McCoy. So this is $14, and it's number, 60. I'll get used to it.
You're muted, Kelly. I tried to unmute you, but it won't let me.
I'm normally good about that. Okay. I have got a grapefruit uranium glass juicer, and this is from 1920s, 1930s. And I have to tell you, you're not going to be able to tell, but this really glows. I've got my light, and it is really hot. So anyway, no cracks, in perfect condition, and awesome glow. And that is going to be $18, and that is item number 8.
Right. I have a Pyrex baker. This is a 1.5 quart baker. It is in excellent condition. There are no scratches to the surface or inside, no chips. I believe this is the avocado color. It's coming across more yellow on the screen, but it's more of a chartreusey green in person. And I'm offering the Pyrex baker for $12, number 27.
All right, and for my first item, because I did not run out of any of them, so everyone who claimed one of the patterns, you got your pattern. So no worries, there were no sellouts. So anyone who claimed one of Cat's A, B, or C, just make sure you drop me an email and I will get you the appropriate, or in Laura Bimos's case, all 3. So next item I've got, if you watched I was very late in posting my haul video from the Comfy Trusty meetup that I did with Michelle at Comfy Cozy Living. She and I co-hosted it, and we had a number of resellers and Instagram and just collectors come join us. including some that are on here. Suzanne McLean was there. Had a good time, but this was one of the items that I had picked up. It is an M.A. Hadley plate and matching cup. Possibly a child's cup or a child's set, because the cup seems relatively small. It's probably like maybe a 6 or an 8 ounce cup. And then, the smaller, what would be normally considered like a more of a salad plate or a dessert size plate. It is marked M.A. Hadley. It's from the Louisville Stoneware Company. And the cup, which has the turtle on it, they both have the turtle on it, but the cup on the inside also says Snappy. So it's one of the things that Louisville Stoneware did with a lot of their pieces, put things at the bottom of mugs or bowls, things like that, just a little messaging. They're both signed with the M.A. Hadley signature, and I'm selling them as a pair. And they are available as a pair for $14 by giving me number 99. $14 for the pair of cup and plate from M.A. Hadley.
Copley Swan is Randy Heilman. My next item is this green depression glass creamer. It is uranium glass. It does glow. I know you can't see it in this light. It is in good condition except for a small chip right here on the bottom. So I'm offering this for $12, number 73.
Okay, let me go back, and the Westmoreland Green Glass Bird went to CLC. Congratulations. And Uranium Glass Juicer Vintage Funky Junk, you are the winner of that. So the next thing I want to show you is really quintessential fall, really fun. Someone's talking right now. So anyway, I have this sweet little squirrel nut dish, and this is a hand-painted piece. So someone did this. It is missing a little felt pad that has taken away a little bit of the glaze, and it does have a little bit of condition issue right in here. It's got a tiny little dink right here, and then a tiny, tiny little dink right there. I mean, you're not going to avoid that when you have glass on glass or ceramic on ceramic. So he's got the sweetest little face. He's got a beautiful gloss. It's very well done. This darling little dish can come home to you for $12, and it is number 15.
Okay. The next item I have is a pair of salt and pepper shakers. They are actually both loaves of bread with a pad of butter in between. One has 2 holes, one has 3 holes. They are missing their corks, but they definitely have some age to them. Just cute little salt and peppers. Those are $6, and it's number 28.
All right, and my last item, the Hadley Cup and Saucer, went to Suzanne McLean. So congratulations to Suzanne for picking that up. The next item I have, if you follow me a little bit on Instagram, or I think I've mentioned this in some of my sales before, I'm in the process and just opened a new physical location at a vintage mall, vendor mall in North Aurora. And so I'm trying to stock items specifically for that. And I've gone into Vintage Kitchen, and I'm just mixing things up a little bit. And one of the areas I'm trying to build up is vintage cookbooks. And so I found these at a flea market, and originally picked them up because this one was fruits and candies. And then this matching one was On the Trail of the Sun, and then another one for Games for Children. So, okay, Games for Children. I knew that wasn't going to have recipes. Flipped through the On the Trail of the Sun. There's some recipes in here, but it's a lot more of like travel journals. But I thought this one was I thought the Fruits and Candies was a regular cookbook, and there are actual recipes in here. However, what I discovered after I got them home is they are all brochures specifically for the Lydia Pinkham vegetable compound, or in this case, Lydia Pinkham's blood medicine. And this one I found almost disturbing the way it was laid out. There's underneath the recipe for marshmallow figs is the description of a disease I can't even pronounce. And all of these diseases, there's things about what happens, falling of the womb. Well, that comes right after how to make maple nut bars, because, you know, when I think of falling wombs, I think of maple nut bars. So this ends up just being a very bizarre little book that all of the little articles underneath the diseases are amazingly how this medicine can help solve all these diseases. And what I was trying to figure out was how old they were. And I discovered all three of these are tied to the Lydia Pinkins. And if I don't think Misty is on here tonight, but this one's for her, Lydia Pinkham's Pills for Constipation. So, you know, this is just this ongoing basically set of medicinal literature, and it is dated 1928. So what I'm selling is a series of these little pamphlets. So the On the Trail, this one's the one that's marked 1928, but I think these are of the same era. They have the same artwork, same design. So I'm assuming these are also late 20s, but I couldn't find anything on these that actually indicated the exact year they were printed. But aren't these graphics awesome? You know, I particularly liked that one. So this was the Games for Children. So it's this great set. You can have all three of the 1920s pamphlets for $10 by giving me number 98. $10, number 98 for all three of the pamphlets. There you go.
Sorry. The winner of my last item, the uranium glass creamer, was Carmen Zermino. So thank you, Carmen, and thank you, Randy. My next item is this really pretty cranberry and clear, I guess probably a pressed glass candy dish. It's in excellent condition. There's no cracks, no chips. Really, really a very pretty piece. This is the lid. And this is going to be $12, and it's number 56.
So that Lydia Pinkman ended up being a gajillion. She made so much money off of that. If you ever find one of the bottles of the medication, it's so funny because it says hysteria. It will cure anything to do with a woman and any of her issues. It cures everything. So they're really fun bottles to find. So I'm sorry, I got off tangent. But anyway, I have a really cool piece for my mid-century glass lovers. I believe it's Viking. However, it could be L.A. Smith, but I'm pretty sure it's Viking. And it is a swung vase, and it's an amberina, which has the yellows and the oranges and the reds, and that's all in the glass. So isn't this absolutely stunning? No chips, no cracks. I hope you can see the color well. It goes from a yellow, a red, and then an orange, and then back into the yellow. And it's got the asymmetrical points. So absolutely gorgeous, perfect condition. That is $24, which is a great deal. Number one.
All right. My next item is this cute set of vintage Three Little Bears. You have the mama bear with her hat, apron, the baby bear, and the papa bear. These aren't marked. I think they're probably 60s, maybe early 70s. The stitching looks a bit more 60s to me. Three bears, I'm asking 15 for the trio, and it's number 29.
All right, my last item, the set of three booklets went to Bergen Pines Liz. So thank you, Liz, for picking those up. My next item, I was really excited when I first found it because, again, if you're familiar with my channel, I'm very big into glass, pottery, porcelain. That's kind of what I do a lot of. And this is a porcelain nappy dish that's hand painted. I like it. It's something that I definitely liked, but it's also marked Bavaria. So also something I really like. German and Austrian is a big thing in my household. But I also liked the fact that it was signed, who painted it, and it was the St. Benedict Studio. Now, admittedly, when I picked this up, I was excited because I've actually sold a piece of porcelain that I'd already done research on that was from St. Benedict's Academy. When I bought this, I didn't remember the difference between the Academy and the studio. So the problem I have is, although the images that I have from the photo of the item I sold from St. Benedict's Academy was virtually the same font, like the same type of handwriting, that's little serial killer fine print. But this one says studio, that one said Academy. So I can't swear that they're from the same location. The only thing I can find in St. Benedict's Studio is something that's contemporary that doesn't handle porcelain. They're an art gallery. This definitely has some age to it. The St. Benedict Academy, the piece that I had, I could date back to the teens and 20s. I want to say, based on this painting technique, this is also in that era, because I think that little gold accent is really reminiscent of like a Nouveau era. Plus you've got the floral pattern, so it puts it in there. Unfortunately, I can't swear to it. So I'm selling it as a piece of hand-painted porcelain nappy dish in absolutely excellent condition. All of the paint, all of the gold paint is still in great condition. So I'm selling it for $9. $9 for number 78.
All right, my next item is this beautiful brass, it looks like brass, footed dish, cobalt blue, with a beautiful floral design. It does have a maker on the bottom, however, I can't make it out because of the base. But it's a beautiful piece, and it's actually about 6 inches in diameter. And this is $12, and it's number 54.
Don Maserati, congratulations. You got the Viking swing base. So awesome for you. The next thing is also mid-century glass, and it is really cool. It's an art glass piece, and it's perfect for a coffee table. It weighs about 3 pounds. So I want you to know it's going to be heavy for shipping. It has one little ding on it. It's very hard to see. It's not a ding. It's actually a surface scratch. It's this amazing kind of triangular art glass piece. I don't know if it's going to come across. It's green on top. It goes into gold, and it has some reds in the base. This isn't doing it any justice. Do you see that red in there? It is so pretty. And there is a tiny, tiny surface scratch. I can't even see it right now. I mean, it's just a little smidge. You're going to have to trust me on this. But anyway, it is like a candy dish. It's like a well. And again, the colors on it are phenomenal. You know what? I'm going to see if I can put my flashlight through it, because I don't want you not to see this. Hang on. Sorry. Let me see. No, that's not going to help. You're not going to be, I don't want to blind you. But anyway, it's so pretty. So this art glass dish, again, remember it's like 3 pounds, so it's going to be heavy. $28, and it's number 24.
You're on mute.
All right, we'll try that again. The next item I have is a small, it's almost like a miniature lap desk. It has that slant, very lightweight, hinged. What's interesting about it to me is it has this applied decal from Tash to Tutor. And for those of you who enjoy children's books, Tash to Tutor is a famous author and illustrator. She worked out of the New England states for many years, and I believe she passed away in 2007. So it's sort of a nice little remembrance for her. The Tasha Tudor wooden box, I'm asking 15 for, and it is number 30.
All right, my last item, the porcelain nappy dish, went to Cheryl Hoskins. So thank you very much, Cheryl, for picking that up. Another piece, again, like I said, glass, pottery, and porcelain are my thing. This one's moving into a piece of pottery. This is an item that I picked up, just absolutely fell in love with him. And, you know, I can't keep everything that I love, but this is a piece of pool pottery, Poole, pool pottery. It is marked pool on the bottom. I don't know if you can quite see it there. It's kind of got that lozenge mark there at the top. It does say pool. It is a very very nicely detailed field mouse in absolutely perfect condition. It helps that his paws and tail are all tucked in, but his ears are in great shape. No rubbing of paint, no chips, no nicks, no cracks. So it is the pool field mouse in the sitting position. He's $7. So $7 for the pool mouse, and that is number 94. Number 94, $7 for the pool mouse.
My last item went to Polly's Projects. She won the Cobalt candy dish. Thank you, Paula. My next item is this beautiful Stangl pottery. I don't know if it's a planter or a candy dish. It has all of the like gold sponging detailing on it. And it's a decent size. It's about, let's put it the right way, Dee. 10 inches long by 5 inches wide. Really a beautiful piece, and I love the green color on the inside. This is $14, and it's number 71.
Okay, I have two really cool vintage records. They're Mickey Mouse. Look at the old Mickey Mouse. And I don't know if the 45s play. They look like they're in really good condition, but it's the colored plastic. It is official Mickey Mouse Club song, and I can't read that. It's too tiny. I'm blind. But anyway, it looks like this. There's a little bit of circling right here, but these have some value. The next one I'm going to show you is usually selling for $20, and that would be the Walt Disney Quack, Quack, Quack Donald Duck. And this record, 45, is yellow. Looks like that. Just really cool. I love the artwork. I think they would be neat framed. The other thing that's a little unusual about them is the fact that they're two different sizes. This one's a little bit more upright, where this one's a little squatter. And you do need to know that both of these, which is common, the record will fall through the sleeve, but I didn't do anything to it because I figured these would be great framing pieces. So the other one does the same thing, but look at that vintage Mickey. Really cool. So those two records are $10, and that is item number 2.
I just wanted to thank Vintage Funky Junk for claiming the chalkware plaques, and also Mama J for claiming the Tasha Tudor small desk. The next item I have up is this pair of, get her turned around, salt and pepper shakers. At one point in my life, I had a large collection of head vases, and I displayed these with them. It's a really cool pair of salt and pepper shakers. There is one very small, just the paint really off of the edge of her hat. They are marked Japan. Nice orange color. I'm asking $8 for the pair of orange hat Japanese salt and pepper shakers, and they are number 31.
All right, and my last item, the pool pottery mouse, went to Kendra Joe. So thank you, Kendra. I think you might be new to my channel. So again, for anyone who is claiming an item for each individual seller, make sure you send an email with your shipping address so we can get you an invoice and make sure we can get your item to you. I'll also throw out a comment following up Kelly's item. I didn't know she'd have some Disney. That leads into my next week. I do all of my sales are always on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Usually once a month, I do the 4-seller 1 sale. So that's this week. Next week will be a specialty sale for me, and it's actually going to be Disney themed. So I'll have a bunch of vintage Disney in that. So now I have an idea of what things sell for. So thanks, Kelly. And I'll also give a really quick heads up that for the entire month of October, which happens to be my 1-year anniversary of the resale business, not on YouTube. That didn't happen until Thanksgiving. But so in October will be my 1-year anniversary. There happen to be 5 Thursdays in the month of October. Every Thursday will be a 4-seller 1 sale activity. So I will have this format will happen for 5 weeks in the month of October. I love this format. I love having my friends come together and making sure I'm bringing in a lot of new channels and smaller channels. And I want to help them out because so many people helped out me. So mark your calendars. Next week, a week from tonight, will be Disney. And then from then on, every week, there will be a 4-seller 1 sale vintage event. So watch my calendars for that. So my next item, I've had specialty sales before, and one of them was jewelry. And it's one of those areas that I still feel like I need to learn more about. And so it's something that I struggle a little bit with. But when I came across this individual piece, I'm like, you know what? I think I needed to bring this into the sale. It looks to me like it's either shell or mother of pearl, background in that leaf design. And then it has the gold fill, gold tone metalwork mother stitched across the front. I try to do a little bit of research on it because it has the old-fashioned, that C clasp, I believe is what it is called. And I try to do some research on that to determine how old makes that pin. And I saw 2 conflicting pieces of data, but I'm sure the people on this channel will know. One told me that that clasp was replaced in 1960. And another said it was replaced in 1930. And I have no idea. To me, I could see this being like a 50s, style, but I could also see it being a 20s. So I have no idea how old it is. So if anybody has any clues of when that style was replaced with that locking mechanism, that'd be great to know. But basically, to start things off, I've got this very small, like I said, mother of pearl, mother pin. And you can have it. So Dawn is saying it looks like 1940s. I wouldn't argue that either. You can have the mother pin for $8 by giving me number 80. $8, number 80 for the mother pin.
Let me just explain to everyone, I'm trying to talk very low this evening because I could not figure out how to turn down the microphone on my laptop. This is why I am not my normal self. But anywho, my next item is this very cool yellow and white splatter enamel bowl. It's in great condition. I don't even think there are any chips on it. It's 6 inches around, and it's $10, number 51.
Katie at Vintage and Vinyl, you got those Disney records, and that's a great deal. Okay, I have Vintage Halloween, and it's McCoy. This is a very rare piece. Unfortunately, I dinged it, so it's going to be a really, really good deal. It's the McCoy Ghost votive candle holder. They sell easily $50, $60, $70, but I dinged it on the face. It looks like this. And this is a little dimple right here from a smile. And then another little dimple. And then there is a little ding right here, but because it's white, it's not super easy to see, but it is there. So he is so sweet. You can see it's marked McCoy in here. That is not a chip. That is a manufacturer mold mark. But anyway, he glows super cute. He's opened up on the hands, the eyes, the mouth, and obviously underneath. So really neat, neat vintage piece, highly collectible. But remember, it has the one chip. So I am selling this for $24, and it's number 13.
All right. My next item goes with Patrick's mother pin. It must be the mother evening. This is a small 5x7 framed print, my mother. The thing that attracted me to this was the coloration, that purple, yellow, sort of mid-century, and it's not picking up, but there is sort of a gold trim with the lines that's shiny. So just a lovely little print, old frame, old glass, ready to hang. My mother print, I'm asking 8, and that is number 32.
All right, and my mother pin went to Karen Dondelinger, so that will be on its way to San Francisco. Another specialty sale that I had earlier was a vintage kitchen sale. And this was an item that actually had been set aside to go into that sale, but I ended up having so many items, I had to kind of push some of the items into a later sale. And so this was one of them. It is an apron, and I had other aprons in that sale, so I didn't feel too bad about pushing this into its own. This one is a reversible apron. So it has definitely the 30s color scheme, but I wouldn't think that this is from the 30s. This is probably 50s. You've got the florals on one side, and the reason I think it's 50s is because on the other side, you've got the big polka dots, black, red, and white. And because this has become a weird thing, I will show off the apron. So it's lovely, isn't it? It actually is relatively long. It has a pretty long drop to it. And then what goes with it, I'm actually not sure what this is. It clearly goes with it because it's the same polka dots as the back or as one side of the apron. But what it has is a little Velcro pieces on the sides. So it looks like it has to fold in this way because that's the way the Velcro is set up. So you ended up only having like this tiny little opening here. It did come to me when I picked it up, it had this little pin already in it. I think what it does is it's like maybe like a wiping cloth or something that you would then drape from the front of the apron. I mean, it wouldn't really be a handkerchief or a napkin because it's shaped like a tie. It's kind of shaped like a necktie, but maybe it's too long to be, pinned as a brooch. So I think it just gets tucked into the apron, and it's just the Velcro just kind of helps it hold its little shape. So it looks pretty against the floral backdrop, which I think it does. So you get the two pieces, the apron with a long enough string to go around my fat ass, and the little accent piece. You get the pair for $10, and that $10 you can get by giving me number 81. $10, number 81 for the two-piece apron.
So the person that got my last item, the yellow enamel bowl, was Blue Flamingo Mercantile. So thank you, Lori. My next item is this beautiful Fenton blue bell. It's in excellent condition. There's no cracks, no chips. It was missing its clapper, but I did replace it. And it does say Fenton on the inside. So this is $12, and it is number 57.
Okay, the next thing I have is a set of 3 bone china figurines. So they are in perfect condition, and it is a set of Shiken made in Japan Airedales. And this would be the biggest one. So let me get out my QVC ruler, everybody. So that's the biggest one. And then you've got a medium one. They're really cute. The bigger ones have the label on it. The littlest one does not. So here we go. It's so hard to see these, but they're so well done. And there is the little guy. Whoops. Very cute. Oops. So 3 Airedale Terriers, 3 different sizes, set of 3, Shiken made in Japan. Those are $16, and that is number 25.
Dawn Maserati claimed the Headvase S salt and pepper shaker. So thank you, Dawn. The next item I have here, here comes my kitschiness. In there is what I'm calling the Yule log. This is a funky piece together type project. It has the flock stocking, these bells. Yeah, this is just my kind of thing that people are like, I can't believe you like it, but I do. So this is the Yule log. I'm guessing this is probably 70s from the construction. The nails are not particularly old. It's ready to hang. I am asking $6 for the Yule log, and it is number 36.
All right, my last item, the 2-piece apron went to Karen Dondelinger, so another item heading to California. And hope for all of our West Coast viewers that everyone is safe. And if you're not safe, you're probably not watching this. But thinking of all of you guys as with the fires that are going on out there. My next item, this, if you happen to follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this as a preview. And this is one of those, it's almost like a pop quiz to find out how closely people pay attention to the previews. So it was a photograph because I just fallen behind, got a little busy, and I hadn't had a chance to do a lot of individual preview shots. Usually throw out like 5-6 items just to give an idea of what I'm selling. I didn't have a time to do that. So I did a group shot, and literally what showed on the group shot was basically, I don't know if I can even show there, was basically like a distant shot of this. Like that was it. Like, and all of a sudden I was getting texts on it. Like, wait a minute, what's the Bob and Robin? Is it something to do with sewing? Is it a pin? Is it a fragrance bottle? So it is the Bob and Robin. It is a piece from Avon. And admittedly, I don't carry Avon a lot. I think it gets a bad rap. But when I find pieces, a lot of times I will find something I really like, and then I pick it up and it's Avon. And it's like, they did some really neat pieces. And this happens to be one of them. It's another piece of jewelry, which again, I don't really specialize in jewelry, but this was just kind of a fun piece to have. It's this little, well, it says it's a robin, based on the tag, it says it's a robin. Now I don't know why you'd have a robin in a bird cage, but it is a bird cage that has been turned into a pin. And this one does have the clasp that covers and closes it. But what makes it bobbin, so it's the Bobbin Robin. I don't know if I can actually kind of show it without, but it's kind of sprung hung. There's a wire on the back of the bird. So as it moves around, it wiggles. So it's not really showing its justice because the camera's not high enough quality to kind of show it. But that's where the Bobbin Robin comes from the labeling. Is he's not on a perch or anything. You can kind of see he's like en tremblant. If you're like really, I do know some things about jewelry. It's the Avon version of en tremblant. So it does wiggle, and I'm not sure I can kind of see it here, but it's not really showing on the screen. It just vibrates. So it comes with its original box. It is the Avon Bobbin Robin pin. I thought it had a date to it in the 80s, and now, 1975. So the pin itself has the date, and so it's Avon products dated 1975. So we are pure vintage Avon. So it comes with its original box. The pin is in perfect condition, and it is available for $6. So $6 for the Avon Bobbin Robin pin by giving me number 90. Number 90, $6, Avon Bobbin Robin pin.
Well, my next item is actually a two-piece set. I have this uranium glass ashtray. And I don't know why, but there you go. You can see it glow now. The only issue that this has is there is a chip right here. And then to go with this, I also have this very awesome salt cellar. This is also uranium glass. This has no cracks and no chips. Nope, that one's not going to show. Anyways, I did show it in one of my haul videos. So you get the two-piece set for $16, and they are number 67.
Okay, my last two winners. Picking Owl Barb, you got that McCoy Ghost that is amazing. And then the Shaken Terriers, see, you were the winner of that. Congratulations. The next piece I'm going to show you is the deal of the night. There are no issues with it. It's got some little imperfections in the glaze because it's from the 1920s, and the way it was fired, there are little bubbles and things, but this is a stunning, stunning dish. This is a celery dish. And it has the most beautiful moriage work, or moriage, depending on where you're at. I want you to see there's clovers in here that have pink, a pale pink, a beautiful green, and then there are berries all over it. It is so beautiful. From the 1920s, it says hand-painted Nippon. Right there, that's how I was able to date it. It's very tiny, but it's there. And it has a little crease in there and some little bubbles in the glaze, but I mean, absolutely stunning. I hope you can appreciate that. So gorgeous, gorgeous celery dish. And this is going to be $14. Number 4.
The next item I have is this handled dish. It's the aluminum trim. This is a umber tone, which was made by Farberware. It is Lehigh Pottery, marked Lehigh Incorporated, USA. I didn't research the pattern, but it would be lovely for fall. It's some darker colored florals there with oranges and reds. Nice for serving, nice for the holidays, if we ever get to join together then. So the Umbertone Lehigh Potter's handled dish with the aluminum trim, I'm asking $10 for, and that is number 50.
All right, my last item, the Bob and Robin Avon pin, went to Joanne Baber. So congratulations, Joanne. My next item I'm pulling out because I see that Nate from New Zealand has joined us, and he had commented. He's always good about following everyone's Instagram posts, and he saw my preview. And again, in that little overview shot with the Avon pin, right next to it was a porcelain egg dish. So I've got this floral painted egg-shaped dish. Trying to get quite a bit of glare off of it, so I apologize. Trying to show you the way it's painted. The top is done in an all-over floral pattern. I'm not 100% sure what flowers those would be. Not a botanist. And the bottom is done in Jeffrey's favorite ivy. So you've got an ivy base, the greenery base with the floral painted top. It is marked on the bottom as an exclusive design by Crownford Giftware Corporation, fine bone china, made in England. So it says Crownford's from New York, but the piece itself was made in England. So the New Zealander picked out the one piece of English porcelain that I had in the picture. So congratulations, Nate. And it's a perfect condition, little two-piece trinket dish in the shape of an egg form. with the floral ivy pattern. And that 2-piece egg-shaped trinket dish is gonna be yours for $6, and $6 with giving me number 95.
So my last item, the uranium glass ashtray and salt cellar, went to Carmen Zermino. So thank you, Carmen. Next, I have a set of 6 of these pink depression glass sherbet dishes. They are all in really good condition except for these 2. This one does have a chip on the outer edge, and this one has a chipped corner. Let's see if I can, there you go, right there. So again, it's the set of 6, and they are $15, number 62.
Okay, Blue Flamingo Mercantile, you are the winner of the celery dish, which is so stunning. The next piece I have is a October celebration piece, and it is a little left-in with still a sticker. It's one of the October angels, and she's so cute. Her wings are in perfect condition. She is signed as well, and it's the Cosmos and Rose Zircon 489. All the flowers are in perfect condition. All the spaghetti detailing that's down here is in perfect condition. There's only one issue, and I am definitely setting the price because of that. This bow right here is rough. I don't know if it got chipped or because it still has paint on it, but I want you to be able to see that. It's not really noticeable, but it is there, and I want to be really, forthcoming with everything. Halo is in fantastic shape. She's just so incredibly sweet. I bought her for myself. I'm letting her go because I'm an October birthday. I figure someone out there would love her just as much. And I am doing $18, and that is number 23.
The next item I have is this oil painting on tin. It is not signed, so it's probably a student work, but it's nicely done. Nice muted colors. The frame is actually painted, so this black portion is painted. It has 2 holes where you can string it to hang. It measures about 13 by 9, very lightweight, so you're not going to do a lot on postage here, but just a nice little painted piece. For the oil on tin painting, I am asking $15, and that would be number 33.
All right, my last item, the porcelain egg, went to Kendra Joe. So congratulations, Kendra. My next item I picked up, this was also in the preview shot that I did from, that I went onto Instagram. I picked these up as part of a set. And what I bought it as a set, and then I'm now splitting up that set because they were just all by the same artist of the same pattern, but they're not necessarily designed to go together. So I really don't have any qualms about breaking up the set because I don't want Laura Bemos coming chasing after me because I'm breaking up a set. So what I've done is I've taken 2 of the dishes. These are enamel on copper signed by Sasha Brostov. And these are signed actually Sasha B. So these are mid-century modern. Again, you can see they both have the same pattern. The smaller one is traditional, bowl shaped as an ashtray. So it has the 2 notches out of it on the side, which was a popular way of doing the ashtrays in the 50s, 60s. So you've got the 2 notches on that. That's clearly an ashtray. This one has the same notches, has 2, and then the opposite side has 1, but it's extremely shallow. So I'm assuming this is still an ashtray, but I think this one you can maybe be forgiven to think it could be something else as well. So I'm not 100% sure, but I decided to pair these 2 up because they do look nicely together. I did quite a bit of research on the artist. Our artist was funded by the Rockefeller family in the 40s and 50s. The items that were signed the way these are, that say Sasha B, the way that's written there, and the way this one is written there, that actually only occurred from 1947 to 1953. So this was a very specific era when these were done. Enamel designs were done by Sasha Brostoff through the 60s. It left the company in 1962, but then went off and kind of did their own thing. But the way it was signed here was done in 1947 and 1952. So we're smack at that mid-century modern era. Just some great enamel work with some really modernistic floral flower designs patterned into the middle. They're really nice shape, and for enamelware, they're in almost perfect condition. There are no chips, there's no cracks, there's nothing at the edges that you would normally expect in enamelware from this age. These are really absolutely amazing condition, but they are technically ashtrays. So I am selling them as decorative objects, whether you use them as ashtrays or not. You get both of them for only $20. So $20 for the Sasha B pair of dishes, however you want to use them. $20, number 97.
Okay, my next item is going to be, I believe this is a Scotty dog. I am not up on my dogs. He's actually a good size. He is like 5 inches long and 5.5 inches tall. He has a manufacturer's default right here. And he does have a little chipped tail. There are no markings on the bottom. But this cute little guy is $10 and he's number 63.
Mama J, you got the Lefton Angel. So I'm so excited for you. I try to bring a variety of things. This one is going to be a children's toy set from the 1920s. I absolutely love this. It's got a great graphic on the front of it. It's a great American printer, and I've got to be really careful how I show this because I don't want to spill it. There is actually some wax on the box up right here. It's from the 1920s, and I can't tip it too much more or I'm going to lose what's inside. It's a complete set with one exception. There are everything, letters, numbers, all kinds of things. It has 2 D's and the G is missing. So I think it was actually packed improperly. So it's got this great little rest. So if I tip it anymore, it's got a little hand that points. It's got numbers. It's got punctuation. And the coolest thing is it's got the original Fulton stamp pad, self-inking. And it's got this amazing ruler. Now it's got ink all over it. It was very well loved, but it's a complete set, except for that. I don't know where the G is, but there are 2 D's. And I don't know if you can read that. It says Fulton Great American Printer down at the bottom. Isn't this the coolest thing ever? And here, I'll show you the graphics again because I have the lid off the box. I mean, this looks like ink. However, I think it might be wax. Could possibly be ink. And this is how the box looks inside. The box, for being 100 years old, is actually in very good condition. And I just think that this would be a really cool display piece. So I am selling this for $16, and that's number 17.
Really cool graphics on there. My next item is this small dog figurine. It is one of those dog figurines with the big eyes. I know some people collect those specifically. It is in excellent condition. There are no chips or cracks. They are marked Japan. It's just a little trio of dogs. It's about 3 inches long and about 2.5 inches high. So just tiny. For the Big Eyes dog figurine, I'm asking $5, and that is number 35.
All right, my last item, the pair of Sasha B enamel pieces went to Alyssa Moonstruck Vintage. So congratulations for picking those up. So my next item, I mentioned that I was building inventory for my in-person vintage mall, the one that just opened, not the one that we went to during our the meetup. And one of the areas I had an opportunity to pick up an old-fashioned, a 1950s, probably maybe 60s wooden cradle. And in that cradle, I just put a bunch of children's games. And so this next item I had picked up to go into that cradle, and I decided that I might have the other vendors chase me out of the mall if I put something like this in my booth. So we've decided to move it from the booth into my live sale, because now I get to only annoy myself and those of you who are listening to it. It's this little toy xylophone that has the original. It's an absolutely fantastic condition because it has the original label on the front that says concert xylophone, and then it has this date stamping of it showing that it's from Japan. So it's got this, it's all metal, so it's a tin, basically a tin toy. You can see the way the tin has been lithographed onto. It's got like a wood grain pattern to make it look like the wood from the xylophone. And then the individual pieces, you've got, traditional xylophone that does the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a full octave with the different colors. So it's just kind of, if you really hate someone, you can give this to their child, and celebrate every holiday is going to be a joyous one. Or it's more likely throwing this in there because Kelly did her, for her display, the vintage children's printing set. This would also, it's a little bit brighter, but I think this would also make a great backdrop as a display. It comes with a little mallet, and then the legs of it actually do collapse down. So you can, it'll be easy to ship. And in a display, you can just prop it upright, or you can have it up on stand. But the Japan-made xylophone, tin xylophone, is $9. And you can have it by giving me number 84. $9.84 for the xylophone.
All right, so my last item went to Agamoy. She won the Scotty Dog figurine. And I just want everybody to know, I'm not ignoring you in the chat. I do not have an area for me to type in for some reason, and I have no idea how to use StreamYard, so I apologize, but I'm not ignoring anyone. My next item is this cat figurine music box. Apparently it plays the song Memories, and it's in really good condition, except for she is missing a couple petals. I don't know why I'm going over there on the one flower. But she has all of her gold paint. She's in great shape. She's about 5 by 5. And she's $12, number 53.
John Maserati, you are the winner of that Fulton printing set. It's just so cute. My next item is also mid-century modern pottery. It's a cool piece by Alamo Pottery, and it's this funky little planter. It is in the prettiest periwinkle blue. It's got funky ridges. A comic or something like it could take off, or a canoe. It's got a really neat stamp with Alamo Pottery. And it's in great condition. There is one little doink right there, but that's in the base, so it's not visible at all. And this is actually kind of hefty. I mean, this is a hefty, I would say this is 1.5 pounds, maybe a little bit more. And so you can see, what is that? My QVC ruler. Oh boy. So around 8 inches. So I am doing $8 on that. And that is number 19.
Thank you, CLC, who claimed my last item, the big-eyed dog figurine. The next item I have up, I'm also modeling. Pat can model, but I also can. It is this vintage costume jewelry. These beads are not going to pick up well on camera, but they are a plastic type bead with a frost look. And then the spacing beads almost look like glass, but I do believe those are plastic also. And they are clear with a slight silver tone to them. I'm a bit of a linebacker style neck, so you could see how that would fit me, but it is adjustable. It's an adjustable necklace. So you have a lot to work with in terms of the adjustability. This is not labeled for maker. I've really scoured it because it's very, very nicely made. But it is marked on the class Germany. So my next item is this German costume jewelry with the frosted type look. I am asking $10 for these beads, and that is number 34.
All right, my last item, the toy xylophone, went to Lorianne Sugar Britches. So congratulations. I hope you annoy all of your neighbors. Enjoy. Next item I have, again, if you've watched my live sales in the past, when I do a themed sale, I pull out Trusty's bargain bin and have items that go into there, which I sell for at $2 lots. And one of the evening's sales, I had offered a series of, it was a grab bag for Wade Whimsies. And basically it was a blind purchase, $2 a piece. You gave me $2 and I gave you a random item out of that, that box. I actually sold out. They were so popular, I sold out. So I had to buy more. And when I bought more, I actually ended up finding some, the next package that I got were actually ones that were still in their original sealed package. So I went through the items that I picked up and pulled out a themed set. Now, admittedly, I pulled this out specifically to benefit Michelle Mermaid Cove, but I don't think I've seen her on the chat. So first, I hope she's okay. I think she said the smoke was a little bit less today for her. But she was specifically looking at the nautical theme. But since Vintage Vinny is on, he also has the nautical theme, and he has multiples of these. But what I've got in this is a set of 5 from the nautical themed Wade Whimsies. This package actually was open, so I'll go ahead and take him out. He was in there. It's just the seal had been broken on him. So this one is the seahorse, kind of in a salmony orange color, that has the bag, but the bag itself has this. It looks like it was never sealed. So it's in the bag, but it just, wasn't sealed. The rest of these are all still in their seal. So you've got then also the compass, which is kind of like a greenish blue. It's more green than blue. You've got the mermaid, which is why Michelle Mermaid Cove was looking for them. So you've got kind of a bluish colored mermaid, also still sealed in their original rose tea bag. You've got the treasure chest, which is in a brown color. And then you've got the sand castle. So you've got the yellow sand castle with the little sand bucket and the shovel with the little sand castle built to the back. So all except for the seahorse are all still sealed in their original bags. The seahorse has the bag, just as it's not sealed. So you get the full set of 5 Wade Whimsies of the nautical theme, the set of 5 for $12. So $12 for that set of 5 by giving me number 87. 87, $12 for the 5 nautical Wade Whimsies.
So my last item, the musical kitty, went to Joyce Myers. Thanks a lot, Joyce. Next I have this Brush McCoy planter. It does have a little bit of like calcium buildup, but it's really in great condition. That's the bottom. And it's actually 12.5 by 5.25 by 3.5. And it has that really pretty pattern and like a drip design as well. So this is going to be $15, and it is number 72.
Okay, Joanne Baber, you are the winner of the Alamo Pottery. So congratulations on that. The next thing I'm going to share with you is one of my favorite glass patterns. It's often confused for Fenton, but it's not. It's Moonstone by Anchor Hocking, and this is a beautiful, almost like pearl look or opal look, opalescent hobnail. And this is a powder dish. And the opalescence is kind of graduated, so it's more clear towards the bottom. It's just so pretty. This is in great shape. There's no chips, cracks, nicks, or anything like that. It's just slightly rough in the interior of the lid, but nothing, I mean, it's old. So anyway, I absolutely adore this dish. Beautiful, beautiful. Would be great on a dressing table as a candy dish. Stunning. Moonstone. And that is going to be $15. And it's number 7.
The next item I have is this pair of Wilton wrought iron trivets that are lightly painted. The larger one measures 8.5 by 5, and the smaller one is about 7 by 4.5. Only one of them, the larger, is marked Wilton, but the other one is numbered and it is a Wilton piece. So the set of 2 trivets by Wilton, I am asking $8 for the pair, and that is number 37.
All right. My last item, the set of Wade Whimsies, went to KCATX. So evidently Austin has turned nautical. And I had a clarification from Susan that actually the Sandcastle set was part of the calendar series, not the nautical. So I misapplied the series, but still think it's a fun little addition to have as part of the nautical set. Going back to the video which I posted last week, which was the finally the posted video for my haul video and meetup video for the company Trusty meetup. You might have also seen I covered this picture frame included in that haul. At the time I did the haul video, I hadn't done a lot of research on it, other than the fact that the reason I picked it up was because it did have a stamp on it that I had a very difficult time reading, but knew it said made in Austria. So I knew it was an Austrian pottery, Austrian porcelain. I have since done the research, and it is Gemundner ceramic. So Gmundner. And unfortunately, the Huckster helper with her fluent German is not here to tell me how to pronounce that. But that is what that date stamp is for. The company has been in existence, I found fascinating, has been in existence since 1492. But it's still in existence today. So it's on their website. This pattern is called the flame pattern, also known as the dizzy pattern. And this pattern has existed for 300 years. I can't imagine what this looked like in 1776. Like, this would have been a completely bizarre pattern to have. But this pattern has existed for hundreds of years. So it's all based on the date stamp. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any data specifically that states the date stamp. It predates the current date stamp, which kicked in the 90s. So this is pre-1990s, but it could be at any era. But I would say based on the way it's made, it's probably from the 80s or 90s. It's a picture frame that sits on a little triangular, pedestal. And then the frame itself just has a piece of glass, which is actually in still wonderful condition, that just slides in to protect the photograph or whatever it is you put into that. So it's an amazing piece. I could not find any data on this one, although they do still exist and this pattern is still being sold. They're selling just the saucer is being sold on their website for 23 euro, and replacements is selling a cup and saucer for 38 dollars. It's a high end. It's a high end company. Again, most Austrian porcelain and pottery is, but I couldn't find. This is no longer in the line, so this is not still being produced, and I couldn't find data that showcased its history. So I'm just selling it for what I think is a good price for a piece of Austrian pottery, Austrian porcelain, Gemunder ceramic, $9 for that piece, and is dated, or it's number 92. $9, number 92 for the Gemunder ceramic frame.
All right, my last item, the Brush McCoy planter, went to Thrift Sam or Sarah, I'm not sure which one. So thank you. My next item is this Hazel Atlas strawberry jam jar. It is not in the greatest condition, but it's not in the worst condition either. I really do need to get new glasses because the stem was cracked off and glued back on. And there's also a chip, like a hunk of the stem got glued in the wrong place. And the top, as you can see, is much shinier than the bottom. So, because of its current condition, normally these will sell for like maybe $12 on eBay. I'm offering this one for $8, and it is number 69.
Okay, Penny Borshi, you got the Moonstone Linen Hobnail Dish. Congratulations. The next piece I'm going to show you is Hall Pottery, Hall Pottery. This is restaurant ware, and this is a 1-cup coffee pot or teapot that was used in restaurants. It's got some little bumps in the glaze, and it's a little rough because I think it was used in a restaurant. It's got a really hefty weight, like most restaurant, ironstone kind of feel. And it's the sweetest color. It's this beautiful kitschy light blue. And what is so neat about it is the lid has the double bump out, so that when you go to twist it, it will lock in place so that you won't have any spills. So it's got a very angular handle, really neat top. Here are, let's see if you can see, there's little bumps in the glaze. It's just a really sweet, sweet little 1-cup pot. And at the bottom, you can see it says Hall and 248. So I know somebody has a kitchen with this beautiful blue that this would look great in. And it does have a little hole in there for letting out the steam. So really, really cute restaurant piece. And it's got some nice heft to it. It's going to be $12. And that is item number 9.
The next item I have is actually, it's a set of 3 items. So to start with, there is this pair of candlesticks. These are hand decorated porcelain ware candlesticks, decorated all the way around. These are from Macau, which is on the south coast of China, right across from Hong Kong. I'm not sure of the age on these. It does have the stamp to indicate where it's from, and then the gold foil label that indicates it was hand painted. My guess is probably 70s with these, given the font on the foil. And the next piece that matches them is a small trinket dish. These are in very good shape. They do have a little surface dust just from age that could be cleaned, but there are no chips, cracks, anything like that. So for the 3-piece Macau set, I am asking $14 for the trio, and it is number 41.
For the useless data piece of information for the evening, I've actually been to Macau. So like Hong Kong used to be a British protectorate of China. Macau was a Portuguese protectorate of China. So all of the signs were bilingual in Portuguese and Chinese, which I spoke neither, but it was a fun place. Anyway, my last item sold the Gemunder ceramic frame went to CLC. So congratulations to CLC. I had a question pop in from Vinny, so I pulled up another item that reminded me of Vinny. The question that Vinny asked, which I should actually be promoting more, there is a video currently on my YouTube channel. It's my very first challenge or collaboration video that I've ever posted. And it is actually it's a video requesting videos for vintage firsts. So the first item you put into your collection, the first item you bought at a vintage live sale, if you're a reseller, the first item you ever sold online, whatever the case may be. It could be a story, it could be a picture show, it could be short, it could be long. You do whatever you want, keep it clean, family channel. But you can do whatever your firsts you want to be. So that is a playlist that is currently on my page on my YouTube channel that will go live on October 1st. Very, very creative of me. Vintage First going live October 1st. So you can add it to the playlist and make your video a scheduled launch and to start running at 1 p.m. on October 1st. And so hopefully a lot of you will participate. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You can just use your phone and do a little short video. If you don't have a YouTube channel to post it on to, I'll also be putting links and the hashtag. It's Trusty's Vintage Firsts. Will also be the hashtag on Instagram. So you can post on Instagram as well. So hopefully some people will participate. But the item that I'm bringing out for Vinny, he was one of the people that saw my Instagram preview that went out today. And this was one of the items that was kind of peeking out from the side of the preview. And it is a little duck chalkware piece. So unlike most chalkware, I could not find anywhere that says who made him or its age. He's relatively small, so I'm not really sure where where it would be. The back has this kind of it's almost like it's like he seems like the back of like a pegboard or paneling board or something like that. I have a feeling he was once glued to a wall and they pried him off and the wall came with him. Because it's fairly thick, but I'm afraid to actually try and pull it off because right now he's in really good condition. For chalkware, he's got a couple places like right along the wall edges where you've got a little bit of loss, but right now they're actually all pretty much on the back side so that when you actually hang him on the front side, he's in really good condition. So I didn't want to do anything that would make him fall apart or snap him in half, simply trying to get whatever that weird thing is off the back. So this is I have a feeling this might've been part of a larger set. What I have is just this one individual piece. I think he's adorable and he is available for $7. So $7 for the little chalkware duck. I give me number 76. 76, $7 for the chalkware duck.
All right. My next item is this beautiful creamer. The colors are amazing. Teal and purple and pink and blue, green. It's got little feet. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have no idea where it was made, but it is so, so pretty. I wish I could have found the creamer to go with it, but. So this little creamer is going to be $10, number 61.
Okay, Val M., you won the Hall teapot, so congratulations. Next item I have for you is jewelry. It is not signed, not marked, so therefore I'm going to be selling it for a great price. It is the Sweet Owl pin. Around the eyes are enameling. Those are black rhinestones. My daughter's giving me the hairy eyeball. She wants it. These are all rhinestones in the chest and in the leaves and it is probably from the 1960s, 1970s. It's got the C closure. I'm not going to unpin it. It's in perfect condition. The metal tone is gold so that you can see that. It's just in perfect condition. Those rhinestone eyes that are black are stunning. And so I think this will be a really sweet piece with the fall upon us. So I am doing $9 on that. And that is number 14.
My next item is this very kitschy shell art piece. It's actually, of the shell art, it's pretty well put together. Nothing's going anywhere. It has sort of the faux floral roses, everything you want in a piece of shell art. Someone took the care to put the velvet on the bottom. It's about 7 inches tall in total with about a 3-inch base. Very pretty. I am asking $5 for the seashell art, and that is number 40.
All right, my last item went to the chalkware duck, went to Karen Dondelinger, because I cannot ship anything to Karen Dondelinger unless it can break. That is the deal. So she picks up the piece of chalkware, the chalkware duck, and that is headed to San Francisco, and hopefully in one piece. My next piece, if you are familiar with my channel, somehow I've developed a very weird, I've become known for coasters, and we'll just leave it at that. People say I'm obsessed. I don't think I'm obsessed. Having 18 coasters, living alone, I think is perfectly acceptable. But I do have coasters. I do like selling coasters. And it's one of the things that I started on my Etsy store primarily because they're inexpensive to ship. So I do have a lot of them. And so far, every live sale I've had since I started, I've had coasters. And guess what? I've got 2 more. So tonight I've got a pair of coasters with this gold medallion design on it that are signed Georges Briard. So a lot of people are familiar with Georges Briard. I've had several pieces of his glass that has the silver or gilt accents on it. Serving pieces, dishware, things like that, candy dishes. These are of the family of Georges Briard that still has the gold, but they are porcelain. So they are white porcelain. The only marking is Georges Briard, so it doesn't say who the manufacturer of the actual porcelain was. So these were licensed specifically for him. They're in perfect condition, no chips, no cracks. You get the pair of Georges Briard coasters for $6. So $6 for the pair of Georges Briard coasters by giving me number 86. 86, $6 for the Georges Briard.
My last item, the creamer, went to Christy Garza. Thank you very much, Christy. I do have another jam jar this evening. This one is a grape jam jar. It's in really great condition. It just is missing its spoon, as a lot of them are when you find them at the thrift store. I'm trying to get my little tag out. And this is about 4¼ inches tall. Really a very cute piece. I actually had this in my kitchen and got rid of one, so I'm offering it to you guys. So this is $10, number 68.
Okay, Karen Dondelinger, you got the owl pin. Congratulations. The next item I have is this sweet little baby from the late 30s, early 40s. She is a composite body, and she is all jointed and articulated. Anybody that knows anything about dolls, when you have a jointed, articulated, composite body doll, that is worth quite a bit of money. She has some paint loss on her head. She's not a scary one. And so please don't buy this as a Halloween decoration. She's not evil. She has a little bit of cracking in the face, but very slight through the eye right there. She's got a little Buddha belly, and she is by the doll company. She's got some paint loss right in here, but not on the front of her legs. And this is how she came. I found her And this is how she came. So there was no clothes. And she's, like Misty would say, given that stinky side eye. She is just so sweet. So anyway, I had to save her, and she's worth quite a bit. So this is number 11. I'm sorry, I did that wrong, didn't I? Well, number 11, $24. Sorry, I did that backwards. Boy, I thought I was a seasoned professional.
The next item I have up is this white ironstone invalid feeder. This is an earlier one. It is WT and Company, marked WT to the bottom. These are typically made in Germany. Oh, this is not marked Germany. It's just the W&T Company. And these predate the invalid feeders that are decorated. So the white ironstone variety is typically earlier. This one is nice. It has a bit of a fancier handle for your thumb, and it is in perfect condition. Really nice condition, nothing around the rims. I am asking $9 for the ironstone invalid feeder WT Company, and it is number 42.
All right, my last item, the Georges Briard coasters went to Randy Heilman. So thank you, Randy, for picking those up. All right, I just saw, as I was watching the chat, saw that Barb from Winking Owl Antiques is still on. So I wanted to make sure before I lose her that I show my one and only owl item for the evening. So this is another item that got several comments on my Instagram preview that went out today. It is a, I guess, mama and baby owl, or it could be daddy and baby owl on a branch. It has the made in Japan sticker, but it's also been covered in felt, and somebody dated the felt 1978. And so there's no reason to believe that that's probably not around the time that this was made. It does have the Clockworks in it. There's a little bit of a stamp left on the Clockworks. Unfortunately, it's too much of it's torn away that it looks like it might say JW something. And I did that clocks and I didn't come up with anything. So I'm not sure if there's any meaning to that. Unfortunately, the Clockworks do not appear to be working. It does have the winding mechanism in there. And unlike most items that get overwound, you can still wind it. But I wound it and I was able to test there's an alarm to it. And I was able to test the alarm, and the alarm does actually work if you manually move the time. But I didn't want to risk overwinding it myself. Winding it like 3 or 4 times wasn't enough to actually give any movement to the clock. So I cannot guarantee that the clock itself works. It was sold to me that it worked because he's the one that showed me the alarm. So that made the indication that it worked. So unfortunately, I'm not sure it does. But it's a beautiful piece. Even if it's a shelf sitter, it is in absolutely perfect condition, front and back, no chips, no cracks, nothing wrong with them, except the clock itself is not necessarily a functional clock. But once you own it, you can try and wind it yourself and see what happens. So the clock is $10, and you can have them for number 85. $10 for the possibly functioning, possibly not functioning owl clock.
Okay, my last item, which was the grape jam jar, goes to Joanne Baber. Thank you very much, Joanne. And my next item is this beautiful amber footed nut dish or candy dish in the daisy button pattern. It's really, really pretty. Has the scalloped edging on the top. The only issue that this has is there are some flea bites on these feet, but luckily you won't even notice that when it's sitting on the table. And I believe this measures, I just measured it and forgot already, it is 6 inches long by 4.5 inches wide. It is $10 and it is number 55.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to be showing you is a lot, meaning it is a set of 12, It is musical scores or sheet music from the early 1910s to the 1940s. There are 12 scores altogether, 12 pieces of sheet music. They do have your typical, some have writing, you know, for making notes in the piano margins or whatever, or the staff. But some of these images are absolutely beautiful. And the first one I'm going to show you is from 1918. Just gorgeous. And now I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but I thought that would be fabulous artwork. It had to be you. The funny old hills. Tulip time. Something to shout about. Belle of the Yukon. This one is pretty old. Looking at the world in rose-colored glasses. This one's coming apart a little bit. They're all in great condition, but you know, if they're old. Every time I fall in love, look at that fantastic image. The Ziegfeld Follies of 1921, secondhand rose. This one's falling apart a little bit. Look at this one. I know what it means to be lonesome. Another beautiful cover. Look at Bing Crosby. This one's coming apart. It's separated, but look at how young he was. So neat. The moon got in my eyes. San Fernando Valley. And then our beloved Irving Berlin. This is a larger score of waltzes. So all this great ephemera or sheet music. And I am asking $16. And it is number 5.
The next item I have up is this small tray or dish. It is a Hanley for Staffordshire dish. It is Captain Huddle, enjoying his beverage there. This dish does have a few issues. It has a small repair here at the bottom. Someone has glued a bit of the edge back on. And it also has one small flea bite to the corner, which when displayed you really can't see. So this is the Captain Huddle Hanley Staffordshire dish. I'm asking $3 for him, and it is number 38.
All right, my last item, the owl clock went to Randy Heilman. So congratulations, Randy, for picking that up. Next item I've got is another one that had initially considered taking to my booth just to have a little bit of variety in the booth. And then I decided that it might be looked upon as weapons. But what these are the basically vintage wool carding cards. So you've got these, you know, the individual wires of the two pieces that you would take a piece of wool and pull. I don't remember if you pulled them. I think you pulled them apart like this. Might do it to the same direction. I'm not sure if it matters. It looks like they're slightly curved. That you basically start stringing the wool into long strands to then be able to spin. My first boss, his wife, used these regularly because she spun her own wool. She was weird. At this point, these are just really cool, I think, accent pieces. But the wire on here was enough for me to hesitate because there's very strict rules about not having, you know, cutlery can't be sharp or whatever. That, you know, these wires, I can run my finger across. Okay, that actually kind of hurt. I can run my fingers across them and they're not like super dangerous, but they do pull wool apart. That's what they're designed to be. So there's a very, very faint logo still on here that you can see a little bit. And it is, they are the original pair. So these do go together. So the pair of wool carding pulls are $12. $12 for the pair, and that is number 83. Number 83, $12 for the wool carders.
All right, my next item is this very awesome rooster hors d'oeuvre holder. He has all these little holes, and you would put your little baby weenies or whatever you want to call them on the toothpicks, and you would stick them into the little holes and just set them on the table and let everyone help themselves. So he's pretty cool. He's 7 inches tall. I like the colors on him. He's $10. Number 66.
Auntie Christy, you got the wonderful sheet music, so I'm very excited for you. This next item is for all my strawberry lovers out there. I know summer is coming to an end, but these are amazing hand embroidered coasters that are phenomenal. Look at the detail on these. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at the raw edge that is not scalloped. It's all different. It's so pretty. And you can see these are hand stitched from the back. These little strawberry blossoms are raised. They're all little knots. Very, very well done. I mean, these are stunning. I absolutely love them. There are 6 of them, and they are all in perfect condition. I made the fold in that one, but they have never been used. No staining, no nothing. Look at how bright the white is on that. That fold is from me. I'm asking $12 because I paid up for these. Number 18.
Put them on your head. The next item I have is a hand-painted, I believe this to be a hot pad or trivet. It also could be a burner cover, but it doesn't have any feet. So I'm going to go with a hot pad or trivet. The raw ware was Wheeling Pottery. And then whoever decorated this did it in 1959. I believe the name is Beatrice. It's a bit hard to see right there. But it's pretty well done. This is just a smudge that I didn't get off. Good condition. So I'm asking $4 for the floral hot pad.
What was the number, Rebecca?
I'm sorry, I'm taking it off for myself. 47. Number 47. Sorry about that.
All right, my next item is another one that was originally intended to go into the booth where I have a lot of vintage kitchen. But what I discovered when I started, pulling together to price it, it is a vintage. I think I want to say Nicole from Nesting Haven is actually on. I think I saw her at least on earlier. I think this might be the only thing I've ever had from Maine. So this is from Lubeck, Maine. It's the vendor brand boneless herring tin. And the reason it ended up not going into my booth is because the way the herring tin box was made, it's not hinged or anything. It was crimped on the 4 sides. And so it's actually somewhat difficult to open. It does open, and I can open it, but I was leery about just leaving this in my booth and having people struggle with it and bending it or doing something to ruin it. It's in very, very vintage condition. It's definitely has some oxidation to it and some discoloration. But what I really like about this one is from the idea of, okay, what are you going to use a herring box for? We've talked about a couple of the items we've been selling tonight, and what a lot of us do is you can create these little vignettes. There's some challenges going on for Halloween vignettes. Michelle from Company Cozy Living is doing one with, I shouldn't have started that because now I can't remember who it was, with Vintage Conversation, maybe? I can't remember. I apologize. It's partially with Michelle, and that's coming out, I think, this weekend. But this one is the design work is on this basically the side. The top is blank. So you could put this on a high shelf and put things on top of it, and you're not actually covering the art. So many times the decorative tins, what's decorative is the actual top part. So you have to put it low in order to see anything, and then you can't put anything on top because you would block the art. So this just makes a really nice riser And it's got the couldn't be more vintage, and sorry Nicole, couldn't be more maney because it's herring. So you've got the vintage vendor brand herring tin. It is available for $8. $8 for the herring tin by giving me number 96. 96, $8 for the herring tin.
Okay, my last item, the hors d'oeuvre rooster went to Joanne Baber. Thanks, Joanne. So for those of you who are trying to cut down on your caffeine, I have a half a cup of coffee. These are very cool. I'm pretty sure they're made in Japan. I have 3 of them myself, and I use these to put my sweetener packets in, tea bags, and I just think that they're a really cute item. This is $8, and it's number 75.
Okay, Penny Borshi, you were my winner of those darling strawberry coasters. My next item, I'm similar to Patrick. I bought it with the intention of putting it in my antique booth. However, I'm afraid it's going to get lost. It actually has quite a bit of value, but I'm going to pass along a great deal to you. It's 1925 Noritake. Beautiful dishes, and these are salt dips that are hand painted, and they look like this. And so I was just worried about them getting lost in my booth, and I didn't want to photograph them for Etsy. So they look like this. There's the Noritake marking. This dates this to 1925, and there is a set of 8 of them. Some of these salt dips that are hand painted can go for as much as $40 a piece when they're this old. It's kind of crazy. No chips, no cracks, no nothing. A beautiful set of 8 salt dips. I am passing along a good deal. It is going to be $24. Number 22.
John Maserati picked up the shell art, so thank you, John. The next item I have up is this very bulky burl wood pipe. It is all wood with the exception of the tubing that connects this piece to the mouthpiece. So that is cloth over rubber, but the rest of it is burl wood. Some of the burls have worn off with time, so some sides are a bit nicer for display than others. It does come apart for shipping, so that's not a problem. You see that how that was fashioned. I thought this would be great if somebody was putting together a vintage scarecrow for the season, and somehow they could set this with the scarecrow. But a nice folky piece. I'm asking $8 for the burlwood pipe, and it is number 50.
All right. My last item, the herring tin, went to Lorianne Sugar Britches. So congratulations. So that's actually 2 pieces of tin that you've picked up for me tonight. So that's kind of a weird coincidence, but I hope you enjoy it. So I got an item coming up. We are all doing 20 items. This will be the 19th item. So we just finished our 19th round. So we have only 1 item left each. So that's giving fair warning to each of the resellers if they want to summarize anything that maybe didn't sell on the next round. So for my 19th item, so my penultimate item is another piece of porcelain. This is marked Otagiri, Japan. It is a candlestick holder. I'll even throw the little candle in with it. It is a hummingbird candlestick holder, and amazingly, it is in perfect condition. The wings have no chips. The tail has no chips. The beak is complete. The paint is in wonderful condition. Everything about this is in absolutely fantastic condition. It is an individual candlestick holder. I'm not sure if this would have necessarily been a pair because of its design, but if it was, I only have the one. So we've got the Otagiri candlestick holder, and that is number it's $12 and $12 for number 89. $12 for the Otagiri candlestick holder. So last round for D.
All right, my last item is this very awesome plaid carrier. I'm not sure if it was for a thermos. It probably was. It's in excellent condition, except for the fact that it is missing the strap that used to go through these two buckles. But it's got a little latch. Great condition. You could use it to carry a bottle of liquor, a bottle of wine, a thermos, or just for decor. And this is like 14 and a half inches tall. So this is going to be $12, and it's number 70.
Okay, Penny Fortune, you won the salt dips, so congratulations on that. I had 3 items that didn't sell, which is fine, but I will show them again. I've got this adorable walnut squirrel dish hand-painted piece, and that is number 15, and it was for $12. So really cute piece. The next one is this gorgeous, really heavy art glass. It's got the reds and the yellows and the greens, and it's the candy dish. This is mid-century. This was $20, and this is number 24. It's just a stunner. And then my last item that didn't sell is the sweet little composite baby doll. And these sell for like $60, $70 in this condition when they're composite and jointed like this. And I am selling her for $24, and she is number 11. So if any of those things interest you, let us know. Last item I have is a really pretty relish dish. It is Blue Ridge China. This is from 1940. It is the very violet pattern. Looks like this. It's 4 sections and all these gorgeous little violets. It's almost like a shell ridging here. It's got a little bit of wear at the bottom, shows its age on that, just that, that it's been used. Sweet little handle, very cute. It does have every once in a while like a little black dot that, when it was painted, maybe a stray, but it is so fabulous. I love this dish. And this is $28, and it's item number 10.
The last item, the burlwood pipe, was claimed by Bemis Mercantile, so I hope you enjoy that pipe. I'll show a few things that didn't sell that I have left. This umber tone by Lehigh Potter's handled dish with the aluminum trim. I am asking $10 for this, and it is number 50. I also still have this small bread and butter salt and pepper shapers. Those I was asking $6, and that was number 28. And I will show the Wilton trivets. 2 Wilton trivets with the painting, 1 marked Wilton, 1 Wilton in the book. And I'm asking $8 for the pair, and that is number 37. The last item I have is a set of 2 of, I never know how to say this, Namaji vases. This one obviously is with blues and oranges. Mark Namaji pottery to the bottom. And the shorter one, browns, greens, and oranges. Again, with the marking USA to the bottom. I believe this one's like slightly earlier, if I'm correct. And for the pair of Namaji vases, I am asking $15, and they are number 45.
All right, for my last item, what was my last item? The Otagiri hummingbird candlestick holder that went to CLC, so congratulations for that. The only item I had that didn't sell was the primitive, as Vintage Vinny pointed out. I'm not 100% sure on the age of that label, but obviously the idea of wool carders becomes pretty primitive. But the vintage/primitive wood decorative, could be used as decorative wool carders. Those had been number 83 and they were $12. So that's the only thing that I had that didn't sell. My last item is a set of 3. And these are, I did some research. I tried to figure out the era on these. So I'm interested in what everyone else has to say. They're these geisha style combs that appear to be wooden combs, possibly composite, but they're still sealed in their original packaging. So I hesitated to pull them out. I tried to, let me show you the different designs first. So that one could be a dude, although I wouldn't swear to it. So maybe not all geisha. Another female. They are all, you can see, they're all the individual combs. They have vintage, like very old style price tags on them that I'm sure are international price tags, because I can't imagine at any point these would have sold for $18 US individually. I could be wrong, but I don't know what currency they would have been. And some of them have markings on them. If you look really closely, you can see there are American or English markings with a letter and some numbers on 2 of the 3. So it's basically just a set of these vintage decorative combs. They're all fairly lightweight. The larger one, they have some thickness to them, so I think they would hold up. But you can also see how close the tines, or what do you still call them, tines when they're on a comb? The teeth. How close the teeth are. So you've got this set of 3 decorative combs of some style of Asian origin. And they're available as a set for $9 for the set. And you can get that by giving me number 79. $9 for the set of combs. So that finishes us up. So I pretty much came really close to finishing right at 2 hours. So I'm pretty proud of us. It's turning into a little bit of a game to try and see if we can get through all 20 items in 2 hours. So we did a pretty good job. So appreciate everyone who participated, joined the sale tonight. Definitely put a thank you out to Rebecca, Kelly, and Dee for joining me. I love doing sales, and I'm so happy to have you join me every week, or at least once a month. And again, 5 will take place in October, so definitely watch for those. If you claimed an item to anybody, please make sure that you send them an email. If you cannot remember their email, you missed their email, just send me an email and I'll make sure you get to the right person. My email is still running across the bottom of the screen. So again, thanks everyone for joining, and appreciate you giving us your time, and appreciate you putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.